based off of this Greenland situation, we just kind of talked about it a little bit. The Dow tomorrow may be red. I think a lot of people are anticipating some level of a drop because of a new round of tariffs. He said he's going to put 10% tariffs on pretty much eight European countries.
Yeah, he said that the NATO members that U.S. Has imports are going to face escalating tariffs. They start at 10% on February 1st, and they rise to 25% on June 1st if they don't comply in his overtaking of Greenland.
I know this sounds like a great idea, and for those of you who think it is, the only number to keep your eye on is that national debt number. Like, this is a perceived short-term win. I can argue it hasn't worked before, but like you said, if you added $4 trillion to the debt in 1 year or 11 months, that's not great leadership. I don't care how. And long-term, the tariffs have not worked. They started revising the reports and job numbers. What are we talking about? Yes, like if you score one basket, it's okay to show that one highlight. But if you're getting beat by 75 at half, it's not a victory. It's not a victory. So,
well, will this be a buying opportunity? Because that's another thing that he does periodically is provide buying opportunities based off of erratic behavior, and he pivots off of like the tariff. He said he's not going to do tariff. He said he's going to do this. He's not going to do that. So now he's saying he's going to annex Greenland. Everybody will be scared. He's going to put tariffs. Then next week he could change his mind and reverse. But is this a buying opportunity?
I'm glad you said that. I'm thinking to myself, like, is this another one of these evil, like, genius like things that he thinks that he's doing? Let's create uncertainty. Let's have a pullback. Let's create buying opportunities for more of my CEO friends and partners, especially in the world of tech. If you look at pre-market here, NASDAQ is down 300, the Dow down 420 points.
Yeah,
we saw this happen last January. We talked about it last week. There's always going to be some uncertainty, and then you got to throw this wild card in. Part of it feels that way. It kind of feels like, let me create chaos so we can have a pullback, so we can see more returns. If you look how the market turned out from April 7th of last year, that quote unquote liberation day, to the end of 2025, remarkable numbers. Historic.
Of course, it was amazing, but you can't take credit for the chaos it's two parts of it, because it's legal money washing, because you don't have to pay anybody directly for whatever favors you owe. The bad part that is not talked about is how many times can we have these deep pullbacks in a Dow of 500 to 800 points before the sentiment becomes too heavy and we stay down for a long period of time. Once again, I want to remind you, Netflix is down considerably. I think Meta is down considerably, and it shouldn't be for a great investment into the future. I think this causes a lot more chaos long term. Even though Bitcoin was probably down a 12 or 13% for the year, it wasn't a year where Bitcoin and crypto should have been up, and he was a pro-crypto president. But is it a buying opportunity? Yes. I gave prices for Google last week. I'll give prices again next week. But I really think it's important to be mindful of these chaotic events that are created. One of them are going to be paired with news that we can avoid, and that's going to start that downslide that we don't want to see.
Yeah, there was supposed to be news last week with the Supreme Court ruling if him enacting tariffs was even legal. That got pushed back, and now you have the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, saying that he thinks it's very unlikely that the Supreme Court is going to overrule his signature economic policy. Well, he pretty much, and this is why voting and paying attention is important, right? If you look at the Supreme Court justices that he's put in place, it's an overwhelming support of conservative views. And so anything that's not in his favor or is in his favor, I mean, what do you think they're going to rule? Right? That could have been something that was a stimulus event for companies to say, hey, wait, those tariffs were illegal. That money is coming back. If they don't get ruled in it, like, I mean, they've laid this plan out so perfectly. It's pretty unprecedented.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So from a standpoint of this week, people looking to buy stocks this week, could it get worse? China flew drones over Taiwan for the first time ever. Nobody's talking about that. I haven't heard one report in the news about that. For the first time ever, China has flown drones over Taiwan's airspace. By the way. So is this the week to be buying stocks, or the EU, because if the EU announces that they are going to sell treasury bonds, that's going to make
that's a problem.
the matter even worse.
Yeah.
So we could go from bad to ugly quickly.
Super ugly.
We're not fear mongering for those of you who feel that. We're just giving you an honest assessment of the market. It could get worse. I mean, I think if the Dow drops below 48,950, that's a really great buying opportunity. But the truth is, long term, every week is a good week to buy. If there's more triage in the market and we drop 500 to 7, like the sweet spot for me personally is 520 to like 790. That's where I like to begin buying in the Dow. But every week is the week to buy if you're holding for long term. I'm not concerned about people who are trying to swing for 2 days to a week or 0-day expiration, because real wealth is built by holding assets for a long period of time. But yeah, it'll be a great opportunity, but also so next week and the week after that and the month after that, we haven't got to those April levels or that depth of a drop where it's impossible to lose. But yeah, it'll definitely present some great buying opportunities. And one thing he's going to give you is some volatility. You got to give him that. He's going to give you room to have some swings.
Yeah, and the timing of it is important too. When you talk about fourth quarter earnings reports, we're going into the heart of that, right? Like we got Netflix tomorrow, J&J is this week, and then in the next couple of weeks, you got the big boys. You got those Mag 7 companies coming in. So imagine the volatility that draws down the market this week, and then you have reporting from the fourth quarter from the Amazons of the world, the Apples, the Microsofts, the Metas coming after that. It's lining up itself pretty nicely. Then obviously you have NVIDIA coming in sometime in mid-February. So
the anchor.
Yeah, I'm with you. If you're investing long term, yeah, you get an opportunity to get some really good companies at some really good prices. If you're doing 0-day, good luck with that. That's not a place that I reside in.
And Renee, we're not being pessimistic. We're just giving you a complete worldview of what's happening in the market. Back to you, Troy and Rashad. Y'all want good analysis or no?
Yeah, this dude is like, when you were saying it, like, he's the modern day, like, Michael Scott. Like, I want all the credit, none of the blame. Like, you're creating scenarios. You're creating scenarios for yourself and people around you to benefit. If something goes wrong, it's like, nah, we got to put the blame on them.
Well, one person's pessimism is another person's optimism. It's all about how you look at it. Like, I put the post on Instagram. I said that he raised the debt by $4 trillion in 10 months, and gold and silver is up because the value of the dollar is down. It's only a matter of time before Bitcoin follows suit. And somebody was like, "Well, are you going to give some actionable items or just report bad information?" Well, it depends on your mindset. If you have if you have a pessimistic mindset, all you heard was the debt got raised by $4 trillion. If you have an optimistic mindset, you heard that gold and silver was up because the dollar is down and gold and Bitcoin is next. Mm-hmm. So there's opportunities in every crisis.
Yep.
I don't really even believe that there's a such thing as pessimistic or optimistic. You just report information. How you receive the information says more about you personally. You receive the information. If it's raining, some people, if you're pessimistic, you're going to say, damn, I'm going to get wet. If you're optimistic, you're going to say, my crops is going to grow. Mm-hmm. Neither the information itself is not pessimistic or optimistic. It's just the information.
You've been talking to Mickey Facts. I see you.
Yeah.
I see you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's true, because there's opportunity in any crisis, like you said. And if the debt continues to get worse, gold and silver are acting like meme coins in terms of price returns. And they're going to run for another year. Like, we haven't even got to the voting cycle, which has a swing on the market. And when there's uncertainty in the market, especially when there's like the AI trade is getting crowded, the circular investment is starting to degrade, the Elon versus open AI thing is heating up, the safe haven is gold and silver. It's going to continue to rise.
Yeah. Yeah. Uncertainty. Uncertain times. When things are uncertain, they're going to go for certainty. That's the store value that people believe in.
We mentioned these numbers during Biden too. And I mentioned Ply shouldn't be the ambassador for the Democrats. Go watch the show instead of just clips. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. You're commenting when you should be listening. I just gave the price to Google last week. I screamed for a year that Tim Cook should be fired, and Google did everything that Apple should do. Did you buy? I love you.
And the thing about it, I don't know why people are so passionate about politics. I guarantee you Donald Trump does not know who you are.
At all, don't care. And then neither does Biden or John F. Kennedy.
If they ever saw you, they're gonna walk right past you. So it's not about having a political attachment to any party. Your job is to receive the information and see how you can make money from it. You're so passionate about, did you say this about Biden? I guarantee you, if Joe Biden saw you, he wouldn't care about you.
At all.
And if Donald Trump saw you, he wouldn't care about you. So why are you putting your life on the line and so passionate and going, take time out of your day?
Yep.
They don't care about you.
Jared Kushner, you go down the line. They're not saying anything. Nope.
No, never.
There's money to be made.
They have donors that have donated $5 and $6 million they don't talk to. The other part is, it does not matter if all the corporations get along with both sides and they really behind the scenes get along with each other. It's WWE. It's Cena versus The Rock. They play like that. Like, it's only a couple of them who really don't like each other, but they're all buddy behind the scenes to get that money.
We just spoke about this, man. The ability to work together regardless of how they feel is what we don't understand and haven't mastered. Follow the money. Follow that. Follow that.
Go to Political Tracker or politiciantracker.com and see where everyone's investing and voting. A lot of Democrats were anti-Palantir until Alex started showing up to the office, and then they started investing in Palantir.
Yeah.
So,
follow the money. And a couple of years ago, we had the opportunity to go and see what was happening in Davos, right? Like, he's there this week, right? Pay attention to who he's around, what he's saying, who else is there.
Yep.
And with that being said, we are going to NVIDIA on Wednesday.
Hey.
Shout out to everybody that took advantage of that. We will be recording and we'll be putting out content on that. But we're going to NVIDIA, the #1 company in the world, market cap. They do know our name.
For sure. Shout out to Jensen.
So, man, focus on the business that pays you. NVIDIA, different level, a higher level.
Change a lot of lives.
A higher level.
For sure.
The highest level, actually. We're going to have a high-level conversation at NVIDIA.
See y'all Wednesday.